Hey, what do y'all guys sell here?
I have written a new book about a young man in 1930s before autism had a name. He is nonverbal and he learns to speak and find himself in the dream world with a dragon. So it is based off a dream I actually had in 2008, 18 years ago, about a little boy named Darius who went into the dream realm with a dragon and had adventures. This has changed since then. It started out as a picture book, and in 18 years it became this. So it releases June 20th, and I'm a special education teacher and I teach children with severe to profound autism, so disability. So that's kind of where it comes from.
Wow, that's a cool story. Is that your first book you have published?
This is my first book.
How was the process?
It took 18 years.
That wasn't 18 years in the making. Yeah, so
it was a long process. It went through many steps. It's been a picture book, and I couldn't find an illustrator, and then it went to a chapter book, from a chapter book to a middle grade book to a young adult book. Because of the topic of what this character with autism and the severity of it, it got regenred as adult. It's an upmarket women's historical fantasy. So, but it's got dragons and all sorts of interesting things in it. So it's an emotional journey of a family, of a young boy, and his friendships that he gains through as he slowly learns to speak, and he slowly learns to handle emotions and overwhelm. So a lot of kids with autism have today, they need services, they need therapies, they need all sorts of things. Parents desperately need help. And this is a story about that didn't exist in 1930. It didn't even exist really 10 years ago. But this is about how a dragon in the dream realm taught the child those things that he needs to function in the waking world. And that is the slowly progression of learning how to speak, how to handle touch, how to deal with emotions. He's getting overwhelmed to breathe. So it's taking this young child and teaching him in the dream realm with a dragon how to do all the things that you might learn and get therapy on today.
wow, fascinating. I don't really know too much about autism, and I think sometimes people are afraid to ask questions because you don't want to offend anyone. Do we know what the reason behind the autism? What does the science say about it?
I think there's all sorts of reasons. I think it could be environmental, it could be hereditary, it could be, there is more diagnosis of not profound autism and severe autism, but just say a more higher on the spectrum, more functioning autism. But there's like more diagnosis, but don't leave anything out. I would say everybody needs to explore everything. Do not ever say, oh, that wouldn't cause autism. I think that's the biggest thing, is have an open mind so we can find the answer.
And I'm assuming because autism is so different, there's not really a cure, right? Is there any progress? I mean, is it?
There's progress, not cure. So you can teach a child different ways to handle their emotions, how to deal with their overwhelm, change diets. It's a lot of kids with autism, they are very, very picky eaters. They want to eat a lot of high sugar, high carb foods, not a lot of protein. That's going to affect any child's development, right? I mean, so there's a lot of really great YouTubers out there with autism children who are trying to find ideas that are helping them. And I'm not going to promote anybody right now, but there's a lot of moms and dads out there who've just been searching for answers, things from, vitamins that give them the nutrients they need to help their brain develop and grow. And I mean, there's just everything. Everybody's got kind of a different take and a different thing they're trying, but it's just to keep trying, keep loving, keep understanding. They can get better and they can begin to function. I think one of the big stories here is just because you're nonverbal as a child doesn't mean you stay nonverbal. Most of the children I teach learn to speak, even if it's some words. better than no words. Because one of the things is the frustration you see with autistic children is that they can't communicate. Imagine someone just turned off your voice and you're hurt, you're sad, you're in pain, you're depressed, and you have no way to express it. How are you going to express it? You're going to express it physically. You're going to throw things. You're going to scream. You're going to have a meltdown because where's your voice? So it's about teaching these children to find their voice in any way possible, whether it's communication devices. There's a lot of iPad programs that they can point to pictures that says, I want, I feel, I need. So communication devices, teaching kids sign language, getting them into speech therapy. Because even if they can express, go away, that's better than punching you to go away. I mean, any kind of communication is the most important thing that we can help with these kids. That's what this is about. Is because he's nonverbal, he doesn't speak, he just has these outbursts. But in the dream realm, he can communicate telepathically with his dragon. So it's the first time ever in his life that somebody understands what he needs. So you can imagine for the first time someone understood you. And because he can finally express himself and get help what he needs, even if it's in the dream realm, even if it's with a dragon, he begins to change and grow and calm in the way he wants. Again, it's about communication, it's about getting help services.
Is there a lack of, when a parent have a kid that have autism, is there a lack of understanding? I feel like I don't know too much about autism. If I had a kid that had autism, that would be a learning curve I would have to quickly.
Absolutely.
Is there a big problem between educating the public about it so they can be aware if they do have a kid or if they have a nephew?
Yes,
they can be able to understand what's happening.
That's one of the things I'm trying to do. Is even my husband. I've been teaching kids with profound disabilities for over 10 years. He knows what I do, and he read this and said, "I've never understood. Like I never understood what these parents are going through until I read this." It's also giving parents to let parents be seen for the first time. What a parent feels and goes through and the difficulty and the love they have, but it's hard. You know, it's hard for them. And so there is a big learning curve. There is, you get the diagnosis of autism and you don't know what it is and what that means because it looks different for every family. And services are not easy to get. They're hard to get. A lot of insurances don't cover it. You can get Medicaid eventually, you get on disability eventually, but it's lots of paperwork, lots of time. So these kids need services. These kids need therapies. They need, the parents need what's called respite, and that's basically getting a break. That people actually will come and watch their children who are experienced with children, and even if it's just a couple of hours. A lot of these kids who are profound and severe, they need 24/7 care. They alone. They might be they might, it can be dangerous not to be having them watch 24 hours. And so they need help. Again, they need services. And that's kind of what this is to help educate the world. It's to wake up the world. It's to help these kids become functioning in the society.
Where can people find your book?
Right now, it's www.cjgryffin.com. That's where you can get it. It actually has a soundtrack to it. A beautiful musical soundtrack. My brother-in-law is a singer, or is a songwriter. He's in a band. He has an autistic son, and he read it. And he was so moved by it that he wrote a song, and then he kept writing. So there's a soundtrack to it that really makes it immersive experience that you can purchase along with it. But it's released on Amazon in June 20th. So we're in this is a advanced reader edition. So it's a fun edition because it's one of those editions. This is actually the mock-up cover. So you can see that's the real cover. It's a little different. They're very similar, but this is no AI. This is the mock-up AI. So this is a mock-up covers. It's got one of those, it's got a few little errors, forgot the period was. This is kind of one that we're editing and stuff, but it's only got like 7 errors in it.
You're good.
But it's got, so they're all numbered. Oops, this one. They're all numbered. Let me find one that's numbered.
Don't worry.
But they're numbered. Special edition copies, and it'll be signed by me, the author, DJ Gryffin.
Well, thank you for chatting with me
You're welcome.
and educating me about this issue.
You're welcome.
All right, good luck, okay?
All right, you too. Thank you. Have a good day.